Hello guys and welcome back to another video. This is round
देख ले
7 I believe
Yeah, it's tentative, so
for
it's coming.
Indian Racing League IRC. And before we get started, I would like to mention that I've used a clip from Stealthy Sunny, one of the people on the grid,
अरे सब आ रहे पर किधर है भाई कोई ऑनलाइन नहीं है देख ले जाके
Indian racing community
कैटी आ गया
themselves. The channel will be linked in the description as well as their Instagram.
हाँ
Because they allowed
अरे
me to
भाई पर
use a
सबको
clip
पहले आना पड़ेगा
from
फिर ऐसे नहीं कि
the
बार-बार सारा
stream.
लॉबी रिस्टार्ट करो सारा
And
सर दर्द होता है
well,
ऑलरेडी 9 जन का फुल
before
कॉल है ऊपर से और मतलब सर दर्द
this race has started, so before this the
Full quality
standings
तो
were
अंधे देखना
updated, and
bottom
I
left
think
में।
I'm about 20 or so
Full
points in the lead from contended Mink in the Ferrari. And
क्या तेरे पास टाइम नहीं है
I can't really show you the standings because the
Below
stewards
13 तो उन्होंने
verdict,
खुद ने बोला
despite
था,
it
सामने
being
खुद ने
over
बोला
a
था,
week
पर अभी
now
उसको
when
भी
I'm
कुछ चस्का
doing
चढ़ रहा है।
the voiceover and
साथ करने
editing for
को।
this video, still isn't out, so don't mind that please. However, here's the calendar. As you can see, this is Australia, and it'll be followed by Britain and Bahrain.
मैं सनी को
Britain, I'm
पार्टी
pretty
इनवाइट कर रहा हूँ
confident.
पूछना
Bahrain,
है
again,
किधर है
I'm
यार
not
ये
too
HB
confident. And yeah, I just had to say that again, this was quite a disappointing race
9 लोग हैं
for
और
me,
तो आने हैं
as well as quite boring. So I had to cut out
Bobby, HB.
quite a bit of it, and I really hope you guys don't mind that, because there was nothing really to show in the middle, and I don't want to make an hour-long
अरे
video.
जरा सनी को इनवाइट कर यार पार्टी में कितना
So,
टाइम ले रहा है वो साला
Yeah,
HB का
here
पता तो चलना
is
चाहिए अरे HB का भाई उसको पता होगा दोनों दोस्त है ना,
Australia,
पता होगा उसको।
and here's a little tip about Australia is what I wanted to say, that I've tested it
ऐसा नहीं
out
कि फिर
myself.
वो बाद
One
में join
in
करता फिर
every
पूरा
3
सारा
races
lobby
in
glitch
Australia
होगा।
will be wet in the race. Quali I cannot guarantee, but it will be wet in the race. So that is, first 2 will be dry and the third one will be wet. I've done
Hello
about
Goyak
5 sessions, about 5 or 6, and in both of them, the third and the sixth one were wet in the race.
बोलते हैं
So I believe this continues on the same pattern.
Bobby and
So
HB
if you are wondering if your race is going to be dry or wet, you can just ask your
Yes.
lobby host if they've hosted any session on Australia before,
ऐसा तो इज्जत नहीं
and
देता पर जब
if
दे
they
नहीं तब
have,
देता।
ask them how many, because that could give a major clue to what the
Ukraine have
session will be. The race, I cannot, again as I said, I cannot guarantee the quality, but the race will be either wet or dry in that case.
अरे बुलाओ यार
I
इन
don't have
बंदों
much
को
more
यार
to say,
साला
so let's move on
किधर रह गए
to the quali itself. Moving on, as you can see,
Please,
it
please,
is dry
I told you, Mink.
throughout the race.
Okay, Mink's good,
Let's
not you,
move on. Basically, it was a full quali, so I won't be showing all of it.
a 5-minute break I need
to take a shit. All of 3 sessions, because the first 2 sessions we did, all of us put like very slow laps because there was only like 3 people. Sorry, 9 people. So if you were wondering why there is no thing, well then now you know. Let's just move on to our Q3 lap. After setting up bankers, a proper lap, standard fuel mix, and then hot lap, coming on the final corner, turning on DRS, going down the main straight, and couple of hundreds down, breaking the first corner, touching the curb, and then going all the way onto the left, trying to get invalidated there, turning on the DRS again. Nice flowy section of the track, this one. Down to second, up to third, and Sunlight was completely blocking the line, but then again muscle memory saved me there, I guess. And take that corner in 6th, exit on 7th, coming here. Purple sector 1 might be a glitch, because sometimes it does glitch and show a purple sector, even though it might not be a purple sector. Coming into this corner, very tricky. 3rd, using the curb on the left, that green runoff area, not runoff, but that area, you be careful. Very, very tricky part. We missed the entry curb. We do take the exit perfectly though. So it's either you take all of it perfectly or you compromise something, and I compromised the entry there. It wasn't my intention to, but it is what it is. We're 2.5 seconds up on our banker lap, which is 25.3, which again, as I said, we set quite slow laps. And here is coming around the final corner. We're up by 3 seconds. Will we get pole? And yes, we do. And let me explain you guys something. The problem in IRC was the only person who's won from pole is Catty in Brazil and nobody else. So this was the curse of IRC, and I had gotten it. I was sitting there and hoping somebody else would get it. And as you can see, the strategy medium soft, but actually it's going to be medium soft. One stop, the guys last that long. And no, moving on to the formation lap.
Second.
Leading, of course, and moving on to the race itself. Official race start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and away we go. We have a very, very good start, and coming into the first corner, nobody's challenging us. Mick is retired. Let's go into the POV of Stealthy Sunny, who was kind enough to provide us his POV to see what happens as the virtual safety car comes out. Excuse the quality, as Discord completely ruined the quality. And let's see. Sunny gets quite a poor start himself, but we focus on Mink and Catty. What happened there? Mink completely squeezed out Catty, and that takes out a large group of people. And a large group of people have damage because of it. And now because of that, my teammate has gotten side pod damage because of that. Thanks to Stealthy Sunny for that clip. Let's move on to the ending of the virtual safety car. You can see that we are about 1.5 seconds ahead of AJ Sam. And yeah, those that first thing was quite tricky. It took out Ming, and Nutri has now retired from the session, but there's no safety car because he was off the line, which is a good thing. And yeah, again, we started on 9 people, which is already quite low, but that's mainly because a lot of people have a lot of us on Xbox side of IRC were quite young, so between the general age gap is between 16 to I would say about 14 to about like 20 or so.
Oh my
is
god,
like the normal age gap. So people are quite busy with like job interviews, you know, people who are in college, job interviews and boards and stuff, boards, again exam in India. And yeah, coming out at the end of lap 3, you can see about 3 seconds ahead of AJ San. He was looking quite fast here, and he is still quite fast in Australia, just that I don't know what happened to him in the first and just wasn't being able to pull out anything. Oh here, as you can see, Bobby retires. I think something's happened between them. So let's move on. This is a clip from Indian racing community, and as you can see, Bobby goes into the side of AJ Sam, and the commentators all going, ooh. That was quite weird. And from this, I believe AJ Sam got side pod damage and floor damage, and now because of that we have a safety car. This is us where we are come to the safety car. We will not be pitting, of course. This is the end of safety car. Again, we're still leading. We're not pitting. Other people behind us have pit. For example, Catty, Sam, Sunny, Hedgeby, everyone's pit. And within the first 7 laps, we're down to 6 people. And Catty, if you're watching this, this is how you do safety car restarts. You don't accelerate and brake and then accelerate and brake. Same goes to Rahul, if you're watching this. You maintain a decent pace possibly over 100 kph if you're on the streets. So
Yeah.
tire is not warm enough.
I'm going slow
I
till
say I'm
line.
going slow till line, and then I see Catty is quite far, so I just go for it,
I'm going now.
deploying my energy. I sort of juked my own teammate because I told him I'm going to
I
the
had
line,
to
and
go
then
there,
he wasn't
sorry,
expecting
that
it.
was-
Coming into the first
distance I
corner,
had to catch.
Catty is still quite close. Sunny is getting past Major Sam and Sunny in the back having a nice fight.
Man,
But let's
Catty
not
on
focus
new
on that. Our
tires
focus is over here. Catty on fresh or
is- What, is there a
mediums.
restart?
Very because you can hear me say, is there a restart? Because now the people who crashed out, especially Contour Bobby, were pushing for a restart. And what our coordinator AJ Sam, he's the tier coordinator, he said that we cannot, that we won't be restarting. And you can see Sam spun actually because
Sam
of the
spun.
side per damage. So yeah, he said that we will not be restarting. So what he said was within the first 3 laps, if 3 plus cars retire, we will be restarting. However, I'm not sure what they decided to do here because usually it is up to the coordinator's discretion, and even if people are of course going to go against it. Like clearly, I mean, me and my teammate wasn't even in the best position, but I was literally leading. So again, we decided to go against the restart. However, it is up to the coordinator's discretion. So if they want to restart, we will have to follow it despite us opposing it. But for whatever reason, they put it on us saying that they are against it, so we won't be restarting, even though we've been against safety car we've been against lobby restarts the whole season. So now and they still did it despite it, especially in Baku. Even though I was in a very very bad situation, I still said no restart, but the restart ended up happening, so I supported the
come
restart.
on,
You can see
bro.
Sam retires into the pits because his side foot damage is too much. So,
Another return.
they just put it on us.
No, come on, we're 9
so,
laps in, man. How much
Yeah,
time are we gonna waste?
the races started 9 p.m. our time, and then because of full quali goes on for a whole hour. So it was 10 p.m. by then, and then
We already
by the
started,
time
you
the
said
races
that,
end, it's usually
Sam said
10:30,
within
11
first
p.m.
three laps is the only time we restart.
So
It's
it
been 9
gets
now.
quite late in the night, and then restarting while we are 9 laps in was
just a
again,
waste
as
of
you
time.
hear me say, it was a waste of time. And now people were blaming us, saying
10 o'clock already.
Mercedes priority,
We restarted, and by
even
the
though
time
we've been
it's
against
like
it the whole time, and yet they have still restarted a lot of times despite
Easily
us being
past
against
11.
it. And now the coordinator, they slapped it on us. So after the race we had to take all of it. But yeah, let's enough with the rant for now. Let's move on. As you can see, Sunny retires, and will that be a safety car? Safety car.
Okay, I'm telling you, Sun is retired on purpose.
Yes,
Sun
there's
is
a
retired
safety
on
car,
purpose
and
because
here
of the
is
code. Yep.
when
Sun is retired
the
on
title comes into play. You will see why. Jeff
Maybe
tells
like,
me
oh,
there's a
only 4
new
people
strategy,
finish,
and I
what
wasn't
do I
paying
do? I'm picking
attention
down
to
the
it.
softs.
And
Go ahead.
coming into the pit lane,
Yeah.
I don't
Safety car
react to it
is
quick enough,
fine.
and the games put me on mediums.
No! Why is it on medium?
So it was half of my error and half of the game's error, because you guys saw the strategy there, and it was supposed to go on to softs. You guys saw it yourself. However, the game for whatever reason put me onto mediums there. Even though that wasn't even part of the strategy, so now I would have to pit again. It doesn't really matter much because there's only 4 people, my teammates at the back of the pack, and I'll just take a lap fresher tires. I guess I can't really do much, neither can I complain much. So it is what it is. We've caught up to the safety car, and because I'll be going into the pits, the safety car will stay out for longer. So yeah,
No, this game is so shit,
you hear me
man.
complain, the game is so shit. Well, bugs like this, I mean, I didn't expect them to happen to me, because I mean, I just hope that it didn't happen to me, where the game just automatically switches the
Never.
tire yourself. and without me inputting anything or telling Jeff to change the strategy, or Jeff suggesting me to change the strategy, which I never, of course, accept, because Jeff just speaks out of his mind the whole time.
What
So
the fuck, man, this game, honestly.
I was
I
really,
never
really
spoke to
pissed
Jeff,
off
I
from
never
here,
did
and I was like, the best I could do is probably like a P3, P2 now with
I don't know why it's
newer
on medium.
softs. And honestly, it even frustrates me now, despite it has been over 2 days, and I try to move on past it, and it's still ticks me off.
As soon as he leaves, Salah mera wheel.
And the safety car would have been in the lap after. However, as you can, it will be in the lap after. But as you can see, it's kind of ironic how these people call themselves code masters,
Some problem with this shitty ass
but then they can't code at all, and this glitches over glitches. So this is us. We go into the pits. We'll be coming out last with new tires, of course. A lap fresher, but then again they had their laps under the safety car, so it doesn't matter much.
Still
Teammate is on
people.
mediums for whatever reason, and
Oh, come
ridiculous stuff. Honestly, from the game. Moving on
I guess that's one good thing, that it's safe.
to the end of the safety car restart. A decision was to switch, but then the game told me to return the position, and then this
Can't
stupid stuff
overtake you.
happened. However, Goyat, being a very good teammate he just let me by like that. And now we're right on to HB and to Catty. Well, not right on them, but we're quite close. So yeah, I was trying not to push. I was trying to push, of course, but I was trying to take it safely as well, because in case any of them were to get like a penalty, for example, or do like a slight mistake that causes them a lot of time and play into my hand. However, seeing Catty's recent performance here, he's not making a lot of mistakes, and HB's internet, though very rare,
lagging.
is starting to play up. Let's just call that. Quite weird, honestly. So yeah, we're back by 1.5 seconds in Catty, and we're the gap is between half a second to 6/10 to me and HB. Around that bit, not more, not less. And as you can see, our teammate with side pod damage, even on new tires, is quite far back, because with side pod damage it does become very, very hard to drive the car and still keep it straight, keep it going. So I could fully understand why he was back there. And I believe
Man, I need DRS.
yes, I need DRS, because without DRS it'll be very hard for me to pass HB, or impossible for me to pass HB at all.
Bro, HB is completely lagging on
And
that screen.
HB is starting to also get into the rhythm. He's also getting quite good at this game. Luckily, we'll have like a month off or so, so everybody can refresh and come back. So yeah, coming into here, as you can see, quite close to HB, still half a second,
And we were
and our wheel just decides to disconnect.
no, what?
And this thing happens again. We get damage. I am a wheel user, so
Bullshit.
this absolutely pissed me off,
Why-
because
why?
I know my wheel's completely fine, but then the game, for whatever reason, in the middle of the
Sake, what is this
corner,
game?
decided to just
It just completely disconnected my wheel.
not register my turn anymore, which
Completely disconnected my wheel.
which is stupid. As I said, it's kind of ironic, because they call themselves code masters, even though they can't code. They do fix a lot of things in the updates, but it's still, again, not enough.
Man,
And
they
now we
have
have
to
to
do a
change the
restart at
wing,
some
we have to
point.
change tires as well. And now, with 9 laps to go, it'll be impossible for me to catch HB and Catty, they're going to be at least over 20 seconds away from
No,
me.
because this game is shit. They just disconnected my wheel in the middle of the
Yeah,
corner.
so it just pissed me off a lot there, and yeah, it just completely got on my nerves. And after this, I was just pissed off for the next day, and then we'll just move on now. We'll just keep skipping over laps because there's really nothing for me to show other than the gap. You can see comes down by a second or so to me and Goyat. Because he has sideboard damage, I'll be catching him by a second and a half to 2 seconds, like per lap, as you can see. I mean, honestly, things like these, like when you're performing so well and when you're in the lead of the championship, you know, after this race, before any verdicts come out, I'm ahead of Catty by 22 points, and Catty is pretty strong in Britain, so it's not gonna get any easier from here. So things like this do, you know, knock a person's confidence off, especially when you're in the lead and you've been, you know, doing pretty well the whole season, and then things like this just come into your way and they completely ruin, you know, your experience. And you know, even if you're not having fun, like these things just make it worse for you. And yeah, as you can see, the gaps come down drastically between me and Goyat as the laps go, and this is like the only interesting sort of thing that happened. It's going to come up in about a second or so here, but yeah, I mean, these things, you know, we're quite clear in the constructors. I bet the constructors is guaranteed, but I mean, in races like this, when you're fighting for the World Drivers' Championship, it's kind of stupid how the game just comes in and ruins your experience completely. But the most we can do is just look ahead, try to prepare ourselves for the race after and the one after that, and keep our heads up, or down, chin up, heads down, whatever, and you know, just prepare for the worst if it were to happen. And if you know, you win, good stuff. If you don't, then well, it is what it is. Over here you'll see a bit of team orders happening, however we didn't execute it well enough, and then me and Goet almost collide, which again isn't ideal. But yeah, as I was saying, these things kind of really push you down, but the best I can do now is just focus on Britain and Bahrain I'm not too confident at, so I'll have to practice quite a lot for that. But Britain, I'm sort of confident. I've got my strategy, my setup, everything done already. So yeah, let's just move on to the final lap now, because really can't show anything else. And as you can see, HB has a 3-second time penalty, but then he's over 20 seconds ahead of me. And again, Twitch being Twitch has started to sort of glitch out my stream. But yeah, I'd like to patiently thank Indian racing community once again for allowing me to show a small clip from their stream, and also thanks to Stealthy Sunny, one of the Alpine drivers on the grid, for sharing his POV on the race start, so that we could better understand what had happened there. And yeah, again, if you guys are wondering why there were only 9 people, it is mainly because all of us are quite young. So yeah, the average age is about 16 to 20 years old, so people are in colleges in, you know, 10th grade, 12th grade in India especially. We have a thing called boards, and yeah, those are quite important. So I would like to thank you guys for watching these videos. Thank you for all the support you guys have been giving me. If you want to watch these races live, the link for my Twitch is in the description. If you want any updates about the races, they're cancelled or postponed, it's on my Instagram, which is also in the description. And thank you guys for watching, and let's hope for the best in Britain, and take care of yourselves.